The hottest job in tech right now that requires no coding is actually not product management, but a role called product communication. Specifically, it's a $775,000 role, and I'm really surprised that more product managers are not going after this position. This role can pay up to $775,000. It starts off anywhere between $200,000 to average of $400,000. And in this video today, we're going to go ahead and cover uh, what is this tech job that's paying $775,000. It's actually called product communications at a lot of companies. It's not exactly product management. It's not exactly product marketing. It's not full-on growth marketing. I'm going to break it down exactly. What do you do in this position? Which companies are actually paying these insane rates right now? What do the real salaries and compensation packages look like? Because you're not just going to go ahead and get paid a base salary. There's a lot of performance-based metrics that are baked into this role. So yes, you can make upwards of $1 million or even more, not to mention all the other doors that it's going to go ahead and open. But it really comes back down to, are you hitting these performance metrics? And it starts with understanding what problem is this job solving and why product managers are such a good fit for this role. In fact, a lot of people that have already moved into this role are experienced product managers. But I'm also going to show you a cheat code because surprisingly enough, a lot of the people that are also doing this job have no corporate experience either. So I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to give you some examples of who are, these people, who are doing these types of jobs right now. What are some of the case studies that you can go ahead that you can reference? Okay, how do you land the job? What skills are required to land this job? How long does it take for the transition? And what are the next steps? And why do I have a photo of Andy Byron here from the Coldplay, little debacle? We're going to go ahead and find out all very, very soon. But for starters, if you don't know me, my name is Rich with Product Gym, and we help people transition into the best product manager jobs in the industry, whether you're an aspiring product manager trying to land your first product manager role, or you're an experienced product manager that knows you're absolutely not getting what it is that you deserve out there. So let's first and foremost talk about what is this tech job, why do companies need it so much, and what's the key problem that they're going to go ahead and solve. I'm going to start off with going into the Business Insider article. This was dropped February 3rd, and it's been making a lot of waves right now across the internet. So this is the article that was dropped by Business Insider. This is actually another one that was dropped by entrepreneur.com. Netflix, OpenAI are paying $775,000 for this in-demand job, no coding experience required, and you're having a bunch of influencers on IG that are basically, and TikTok, that are making content galore about this one topic because everybody wants to know. In a time when everybody is struggling, so many people are struggling in one of the most brutal tech hiring markets out there, we all kind of want to know, hang on, there's a job that's paying this much that companies want this problem solved so bad. What the hell is this and how do I go ahead and get to it? Well, for starters here, Anthropic calls it the head of product communications. And beyond that, there's also other roles in there that's called product communications manager. Okay? And as the head of product communication, your job is to go ahead, and I'll sum it up for you because Netflix also has this role, and it's called the product technology communications specialist. OpenAI also has this job, and sometimes it's going to be called, actually, I have the job description pulled up all the way here. Developer Product Communications Lead, which is our communications team, includes external communications, internal communications, and other strategic comms functions, right? In this role, you'll lead the product communications for Codex and OpenAI developer platform. Another role that they have for this title right here is also called Product Manager ChatGPT Business Growth. I'll tell you what the problem solves. Right now, the biggest problem companies are trying to figure out how to solve is how to monetize from one of the toughest demographics that they've ever had to sell to. And it's not going away. And it's called the youth, the young people. And the problem, and they don't even exactly know how you should go ahead and tackle it. But the people that have been successful in solving this problem so far are a few people. And it kind of ties into this role, which is I'm going to just slowly slide over here. I'm going to slide. Okay. Which is, how do we get people to use our shit? And more importantly, how do we get people to pay for our stuff? Well, there's a few ways you can go about it. Number 1, UGC. Number 2, EGC. Number 3, creator brands. Number 4, AI UGC. Number 5, generative AI content. Number 6, generative engine optimization. And I'm going to walk you through all 6 of these strategies and why they are effective and the problems that they're going to go ahead and solve. Basically, if you have a company like Kalshi, this is a platform that's allowing you to basically trade and gamble on everything, right? Having said that though, regardless of the number of people that they already have on here, it's still nothing compared to the number of people that they want to have on here. If you go to Claude right now, and I'm going to go through a few AI tools, take a look at how many influencers that they have, okay? And then they'll have something, hashtag Claude partner. They'll have, like this person here, okay? This is, or this person right here, hashtag Claude partner. These are all people that are being paid to promote Claude so that people like you is gonna go ahead and use Claude. Okay, we have another person here. Oh, Claude partner, hashtag Claude partner. The pivotal problem that companies are trying to solve right now is how do we tie in the story of the problem that we are trying to solve, okay, for a particular individual. How do we get them to see our product as a solution? How to get them to use it and to keep using it and to pay for it? And they found out, they basically narrowed down a few different, pretty much 6 different strategies and how they can go ahead and actually do this. Number 1, user-generated content, sometimes known as, AKA, influencer marketing. It's also known as something called affiliate marketing, because we could just pay influencers to say this is cool. And because they buy into this influencer brand, they're going to go ahead and use it. Or maybe because the influencer is showing people how to go ahead and use Claude and thus is getting more people to use Claude. Claude wants more people to use Claude. Lovable wants more people to go ahead and use Lovable. Number 2, something called employee-generated content, or somebody called the corporate influencer. Employee-generated content, what more content that actually converts? It's time to tap into the power of employee-generated content. From boosting brand trust to increasing organic reach, your team might just be your best content creators, okay? Employee shared content gets 561% more reach than brand channels alone. So if I was working at a Spotify, my reference of my experience at working at Spotify is going to get 561% more engagement than Spotify. And this is actually called the rise of the 9-to-5 influencer, which is corporations basically pay people to kind of be their influencer for them. Now I don't know these people, but take a look at it. Day in the life of Spotify. Day in the life as a data scientist at Spotify. Day in the life of a business analyst in the life of a business analyst at Spotify. These people here virtually do not get laid off. And if they do, they just become a full-time content creator and influencer. That's another route. Okay? Something else, creator brands. This is actually when somebody is such a big brand, like YouTuber Mr. Beast, he's just buying up companies out there because he already has the distribution. Your biggest problem when you have a restaurant is not whether or not the food is good. It should already be good. It's actually getting people to come and book tables on Resi, right? If somebody already has a huge following, I mean, the product and the service coming after that, this is the difference. I would say pre-2022, you have to have the product or the service already ready, and then you're figuring out how to get the customers. Right now, you don't need the customers. You just need a following, because as long as you have a following, you can go out there and actually convert customers. Next off is, well, you have something called an AI UGC, and let's go ahead and actually check this out. You have creators showing people how to make AI influencers to do this for them. Why? Well, if you're talking about user-generated content can be inconsistent in quality. User-generated content can be inconsistent in terms of delivery timeline. You have people that are perfectionists. And then also maybe they just want too much money. Employee-generated content, that's cool too. But the problem with employee-generated content is at some point, employees leave or they get let go. Or, they decide that they want such a big fee from you that it doesn't make sense for you to keep up this relationship. So another way of going about it is actually AI UGC. Then we have actual generative AI content. So something else that you can do, take a very famous scene like this one that you see here from The Wolf on Wall Street. I think most of us have actually seen it. And then you can go out there and tag whatever product or service you want on there. That's why Higgsfield is blowing up so much. You have AI generated content. Another one is actually Seedance, right? Next off is you have generative engine optimization on ChatGPT and Perplexity. Something that we notice across all of our programs that we represent here is we ask them when they schedule a call with us, how did you find us? And the response has been, well, I found you on ChatGPT. I found you on Perplexity. And we're getting more of these people. But I can tell you right now, this is very new to the game. Because I've been talking to a lot of agencies, and nobody has been able to give me a straight answer as to how to optimize for ChatGPT and Perplexity just yet. It's new, but it is happening because we're converting revenue off of it. And I imagine a lot of other businesses are very curious, but this is actually very, very, very new. And this person actually does the breakdown. That's actually very well. It's a hugely, hugely, hugely growing segment. So what's the best strategy? Companies are going to go ahead and utilize 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're going to utilize all of these strategies. Why? Because they have enough money to go ahead and diversify their income stream, their revenue streams like this, and their lead generation streams. But once they figure it out, the next part of the business is actually agentifying everything and automating everything with AI agents. You're going to have, if it's like an enterprise product, AI agents are going to go out there and call them. And then they're going to set up appointments, or they're going to go out there and nurture them. They're going to have the entire life cycle agentified. So what are we doing here right now at Product Gym to come and help all y'all out? Well, we're actually showing you guys, we actually have a curriculum that's showing you how to create user-generated content, that's showing you, because listen, this is a huge flex for them. If they see that you are a possible employee, like you're a possible source of EGC, you can become a creator brand. If you actually know how to create AI UGC and you understand how to create generative content, AI content, and you understand this, you're going to be very, very, very hot commodity. So for starters here, the skills that you actually need, this is actually what you would do. Now, let's talk about which companies are paying these freaking insane ass rates. Well, I already showed you some of them. But in our curriculum that we're about to drop called Targeted Companies, I'm going to tell you that pretty much all the majors that are printing a lot of cash right now, they're hiring for these roles, and we're creating a custom strategy and how we're going to be able to target all of these different businesses. So, Rich, what the real salaries actually and compensation packages actually look like? As I mentioned before, it can start anywhere from $200,000 to $400,000, and it can go up. But this is a problem that they really want to have solved. Who are doing these jobs right now? That is actually a fantastic question. A great reference would be this one, which is Daniel Mintz from Cluely. And this lady here actually does a very, very, very good job of actually covering this. So I'm going to let her watch.
It's been replaced by... Just kidding, that's probably not true. So one, what the heck is he doing now? And two, what can you and I learn from his pivot? Since leaving Cluely, Daniel Mintz states that he's received 8 six-figure offers.
8 six-figure offers, right? It's crazy. Daniel Mintz. You can go out there and book a call with him, but Mintz Media, since I left Cluely 3 weeks ago, I received 18 six-figure offers without applying to any of them.
Without applying to a single one of them. And he states in bold, the real meta
If you have a CS major right now with no project experience applying jobs, obviously you're going to have a hard time. The real meta right now is marketing.
Right now is in marketing. But it appears that he's rejected every single one of these offers and instead has opened up his own media consulting agency called Lance Media. Okay, so 2, what can you and I learn from this? Well, it's essentially what he has stated. There is a huge demand right now for marketing, sales, and growth positions. And while most of your friends are mass applying to all these companies to either get rejected or ghosted, you could scapegoat all of them and get a 6-figure income job straight out of college without applying. Want to know how? Follow us find out.
Well, I'm not going to go out there and bait you like that. I'm going to let you know exactly what you can do. So, how do you go ahead and actually land a job? Well, I'm going to be and this kind of ties into, what skills are required to go ahead and land this job. The first thing that you want to go ahead and do is understand this. You have to be an actual fan and user first and fan of the product. If you want to go ahead and work at Netflix, what Netflix cares about the most is more subscribers. If you want to go ahead and work at Kalshi, what Kalshi cares about is more users. Ultimately, all of these platforms value more customers. People that are able to go ahead and get new people that are getting on the platform, people that are staying on the platform, and people that are also finding success on the platform. So take a look at like Kalshi and take a look at like something like Polymarket, right? Or Figma or Claude. Polymarket got opened up a free grocery store here in New York City to go out there and actually get more people to use Polymarket. They're not interested in feeding anybody. And they're doing that because it is so hard to get people to stop what it is that they're doing right now and focus on you. So if you have access to a demographic, they want you because people are already listening to you. Companies contact me because they know we have access to the product management demographic. If you go ahead and go to Lovable right now, right underneath their solutions, the second biggest demographic that they are trying to target after founders are product managers, because product managers are the most likely group of people that would use Lovable not only on the job, but to go ahead and create an app outside of the job to quit the fucking job. Okay, so when we're doing content for Lovable, like we're doing it pretty intentionally too, but Lovable reaches out to influencers that have access to a particular demographic that they're trying to onboard more of. There's still a lot of product managers out there that are not using Lovable. And what does Lovable care about? Getting more people to go ahead and use Lovable. So how do you go ahead and actually do that? Well, for starters, you do so by number one, mastering the skills required, the skills and platforms of the companies. So how can you go out there and be a brand ambassador for Claude if you don't know how to use Claude? I think the other really cool thing about being an influencer for Claude is also you get access to the first version of that when it actually comes out. Like Gemini 3.1 just came out. Gemini 3.1 just came out. You know what they do right before the thing comes out to build up hype? Of course, they have a shit ton of money to go out there and just spend on ads. And of course, they're going to blast it on all of their different platforms. But you aren't freaking watching any of that and taking action. You know what you will do, either from somebody like myself or somebody else, you will, because we will show you how to use these products. You will actually trust and listen to the influencer more because you're a fan of those people. And then you also, as an ambassador, you also get access to these tools first. So now it comes down to how long does it take to go ahead and actually make for this transition, and what are the next steps? It's either going to go ahead and take you 6 months to 12 months to go ahead and make this transition, but our program, we are already thinking ahead and actually mobilizing people in there. The companies that are going to need these people the most are going to be the following. Are going to be VCs, because all the VCs right now, if you guys haven't noticed, they are developing their own content houses and podcasts, and basically setting up their whole media team, because they don't want to go ahead and go to like 10 years ago, they would go to TechCrunch or Fast Company to get the word out there, right? Think about like a person, like when they are like 10 years ago, how would somebody get their movie out? The marketing aspect of it is they would go on Jimmy Fallon. They would go ahead and go to Conan O'Brien. They would go ahead and go to all these different other all these other late night talk shows, right? People aren't doing that shit anymore, yo. People don't even want to stay up that late. So you're either going to go into a VC, or you're either going to go into a growth product manager role at a company that's going to growth product management and product communications is the freaking same thing. Because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is get fucking users on the platform, get them freaking using it, get them staying on it, and getting people to pay for it. The hardest thing right now is getting people to use anything, because with AI, products are just dropping left and right. The next biggest thing is keeping people on the platform. And then the next hardest thing after that is getting people to actually pay. Let's be honest. How many of you guys actually pay for these tools? Probably not a whole lot of you. Okay? Look at this. I mean, remember like last year when we basically caught this guy cheating on his wife at a Coldplay concert? And you know what? He ends up joining A16Z the next day. You know why? Because he has so many eyeballs on him right now. Not for the right reasons, but he still did. Coldplay hasn't released a new music in years, and it just kept on streaming again. Okay? That's how the freaking attention economy just works. Boom. Bad Bunny experienced a historic streaming surge following his 2026 Grammy wins and the Super Bowl, right? It's like I went from like not hearing this song for like a while to like all of a sudden I'm listening into it all over again. It's the attention economy, folks. So what are the next steps? Go hit me up on LinkedIn and schedule your seat as a guest in one of our coaching calls. This is actually what we are doing right now because we're getting so many calls. We cannot take it all. And we're dropping curriculum so quickly that people are just not able to keep up with it. And everybody wants to grab like, no, you guys can just come to a coaching call and experience it for yourself. If you need 2 coaching calls to make a decision, that's perfectly fine too. Because people are wondering like, what am I doing wrong? Like you didn't do anything wrong. Okay. Nobody's saying you did anything wrong. So contact me on LinkedIn and schedule a time to come into one of our coaching calls and experience it for yourself. Here's what we are doing right now as a business to go out there and actually help you guys stay ahead of the curve. Let me move this out of the way. We host 2 live coaching calls a week, and our next upcoming one is we are actually focusing on just finishing up the Google stack, moving on to Grok, and then moving on to Claude. And I'll tell you exactly why we're being so strategic in this order. It's because if Google is the main foundation, because we're already all on Google. We're already using Gmail. We're already using all those different like Gmail. We are already using YouTube. We're by and large, we're on the Google stack. I am right now on the Google Chrome browser. Okay. Like when I search something on Google, I will Google something, right? So we're going to get through the Google stack first, and then we'll move on to Grok, and then we'll break into the Claude side. We are releasing an insane amount of curriculum, and then what we are doing afterwards is we're showing people how to use the whole Google stack. From prompt engineering, AI Studio, Gemini 3.0, Gems, Notebook LM, Google Canvas, Google Pomeli, Nano Banana, Google Wisp, Lyria 3, Disco. We're showing you guys how to use the entire stack. But look at where this is all heading towards. We have the actual chatbot, we have the actual agent, we have the function where it keeps all the sources together, we have the presentation side, we have the social media, we have the images, we've got the music right now. It is all converging towards producing AI agents that is going to be doing all of that work. We have the Grok curriculum, we have the Lovable curriculum, we have the Claude curriculum, we have the Perplexity curriculum. We've got OpenAI, we've got 11 Labs. I actually don't even want to show that much, but we've got a lot of different stuff coming out. But having these skills mean nothing if you're not producing content showing the market that you absolutely know these freaking skills. But with that said, we are going to be creating content, and you guys are going to see the influencers that we are releasing out into the marketplace, and we're going off it as a pack. So if you're finally over like trying to figure out AI on your own, well then reach out to me on LinkedIn right here, and then you can basically, I'm not here to sell anybody anything. We have limited seats. We're going to go ahead and only enroll a set number of people every single month. Contact me. Come and sit in as a guest so you can view the experience of how we help people make the transition. Come meet some friends, and then you can make this decision. But we're going regardless, and we're focusing on all of this just because, wow, the curriculum that we're about to release, you guys are it's going to be unbelievable. With that said, come message me on LinkedIn and schedule a time. If you need to come and take 1 or 2 guest sessions, by all means, because this right now is like an infinite race. Once you actually hop on this bandwagon, it's no longer like, hey, I get a job and then like that's it. Like, no. You now have to think of yourself as you're not a product manager or like the head of product communications. You have to think of it as, I am a fucking brand and I own this demographic, and if you want access to them, you gotta come through me. The compensation for these roles are absolutely insane. The product manager roles at the lower paying rates is where the most pain is felt, and you're overworked, you're just crazy hours, and you're not getting anything, right? At the higher rates, you're actually working so much less, they don't care where it is that you operate from, and I promise you, the doors that it's going to open up is going to be absolutely insane, because it's already happening right now. Let's get it. Contact me, come to a coaching call.